So here's the deal. Carbonara's origins are a bit of a mystery. Some say it was developed in the war. The American soldiers had like this bacon and eggs and they were brought over. Some say it was developed by coal miners as like a hearty meal. Or maybe it's one of those things that's just evolved from Italian cooking naturally. Either way, it's delicious and that's what matters. Let's get cooking. So let's throw back to the wartime, where it's believed that the first carbonara dish was really made. And there was this guy, Renato Gualandi. He was cooking for the American troops in Italy and the British troops as well. From his memoirs, its translation is, the Americans had fantastic bacon, delicious milk, cream, cheese, and powdered eggs. I put it all together and served this pasta to the generals and the officers for dinner. At the last moment, I decided to put black peppers, which gave off an excellent flavour. A lot of this was used with K-rations, and K-rations were pre-cooked, preserved, so everything was either dried, found in the can, that sort of vibe. So this means we've got powdered eggs. I powdered these myself, dehydrated them. So instead of this pecorino, I've got this lovely, lovely cheese from a can. Instead of the guanciale, we're going to be using black bacon or streaky bacon, and it's probably going to be cooked, pre-cooked, because they took the bacon and cooked it and they used the oils to make bombs. But there was mention of cream and milk. Milk would probably be in powdered form. Due to the lack of fat from the bacon, there's been use of butter. With any classic carbonara, finish off with a crack of black pepper. Cook the spaghetti until it's just right, al dente of course. Slice up the cooked bacon. To a hot pan, add butter, then add the bacon and reheat. Add the cooked pasta and give it a stir. Off the heat, add the cheese, powdered milk and eggs, black pepper with some of the starchy pasta water. Then stir it up and serve it up. Finish with a crack of black pepper as Gualandi would do. Buon appetito. I have to say, it doesn't smell awful. It kind of resembles a carbonara. However, the eggs, the powdered eggs, have not melted, and that's probably my fault. I dehydrated them myself, and maybe I don't have the right emulsifiers. I just used eggs and shoved them in the dehydrator and hoped for the best, and then blended it. So you've got little bits of egg. Yum. The milk powder has melted, the cheese has like thickened up. Do you know what? I've had worse carbonaras out there. Not bad. Now we're going to move on to the first publication of the carbonara recipe, which was in 1954, and it was an Italian magazine called La Cucina Italiana, so the Italian kitchen, and you might be a little bit surprised by the ingredients. Now, purists would say pecorino. They're actually using Gruyere, so a Swiss cheese, not the pecorino. A purist would also say only guanciale. In the original recipe that was printed, it was actually pancetta. Purists love to use just egg yolks, and in the original recipe is actually one full egg. Most surprisingly though, they actually call for a crushed clove of garlic that goes into the pancetta when it's cooking, and then it's removed afterwards. Right, let's get cooking. In a bowl, add whole eggs and beat them with a fork as if you were making an omelette. Chop the pancetta and dice the Gruyere into small cubes. In a large pan, heat the pancetta with a crushed garlic clove, which you'll remove later. Let it saute. Add the spaghetti, eggs, Gruyere, and plenty of pepper. Stir well. Continue until the eggs are slightly set. Transfer the spaghetti to a serving dish and serve immediately. This one looks loads more rich, loads more indulgent. It's like got this oozy, cheesy Gruyere. So the Gruyere is going to melt even more. So it's going to be like, don't want to say it's a bit more like a mac and cheese, but she said it. The key for any carbonara is timing. It's all about using that residual heat from the pan when cooking the eggs, so not to scramble them. Adding that extra little bit of pasta water is going to allow you to control the heat of the eggs so you don't heat them up too much and cause them to scramble and overcook. It's also going to add a little bit of starch to like bind everything together, and this just looks stunning. Yeah, it's very good. I actually really like the Gruyere. The Gruyere is a lot milder than a Pecorino. Yum. Thank you, La Cucina Italiana, for your fab recipe and making what carbonara is today. In the article, they really wanted to share that we should experiment with flavors, and with that, I'm going to do my own version of the carbonara. This is my own twist on a carbonara. It's a spicy kimchi carbonara. I'm obsessed with Korean food. I love the bold flavors. This version isn't about changing tradition. It's about celebrating that food can bring together flavors from all over the world. The kimchi is going to add a little bit of funk and a little bit of tang, which is just going to offset that really rich, indulgent carbonara. For the spice, we're going to use a little bit of gochujang. Gochujang is one of my favorite ingredients. It's a Korean red pepper paste. Always go for the ones in the tub, don't get the ones in the jar. In terms of cheeses, I really liked the 1954 La Cucina Italiana. So I'm going to add a bit of Gruyere, the oozy, juicy, melty goodness. And then I'm going to make it pure. I've got Pecorino. We're going to grate that though instead of cube it, so it's going to melt into the sauce. I'm going to use egg yolks, just egg yolks. It's going to add a really, really, really rich sauce. I've got guanciale. It is the pork cheek or pork jowl that has been cured. So it's really, really intensely smoky, rich, loads of umami, loads of fat. That's all going to render down and then like add this really juicy richness to the sauce. We're going to finish it off with a cracker pepper and some spring onion. Chop the Gruyere and grate the Pecorino. To a bowl, separate the egg yolks and whisk with the gochujang. Mix in the cheese to a thick paste. To a large pan, add guanciale and crisp up. Add in the cooked pasta. Off the heat, add the yolk mixture with the pasta water. Mix in chopped kimchi, stir together and serve with spring onions and black pepper. The kimchi and the gochujang add this beautiful like orangeness to the carbonara, which is like super unique. It's just like a really cool twist. And it's proof that like food can be the bridge between cultures. And sometimes experimenting leads to something delicious and unexpected. Yum. The kimchi adds that like unique tang. It's so good. And this is my favorite version of carbonara. So there you have it, from wartime carbonara to classic Italian favorite to a spicy kimchi twist. Each of these versions have their own story to tell. Food is all about exploration and creativity, and I'm so glad you joined me on this culinary adventure. Let me know which version you'd like to try first.